In today's quick tips video, I'm going to show you how to get a failed print unstuck from your FEP sheet without damaging it. So let's get started. All right, so I just got done printing and I had a couple of failed prints. This is a pretty typical thing. Don't feel like it's a big deal. It happens to everybody, and you know, it may be caused by your bed maybe wasn't leveled perfectly, or maybe your settings weren't right, especially the base layer settings. Basically what's happening is this didn't stick to the bottom of the build plate, it stuck to the FEP and it kind of cured it in place, and then you know, these parts didn't print in those areas. Luckily the other ones were fine, so I don't exactly know what was going on here. I'm gonna have to diagnose some stuff. But I got to get these off before I can start printing again. And so what I'm going to do here is I've already emptied out the majority of the resin that was in there. And I'm going to use my little silicone spatula. It's nice and soft. You can use that and kind of scrape around on your FEP without damaging it. Don't ever use a metal scraper. And so the trick is, what you're going to do is you're going to just apply a little bit of pressure with your finger on the bottom of the FEP. You don't want to use your fingernail or anything hard, but just use the pad of your finger to kind of flex the FEP sheet. All the while, you're going to be trying to kind of dig under like a corner or an edge with your spatula. Usually this will come clean really easily. Once I get all the resin out of this, what I'm going to do is also add some alcohol in there. And that usually helps to kind of free things up. But keep in mind, the FEP sheet is non-stick. Technically, it just, you know, you've kind of cured this thing in place. It's just kind of sort of stuck to it. So it shouldn't take too much to get it to pop off. And once you kind of get it, just a little bit of it kind of popped up, it'll just kind of fall right out of there. So let's get those cameras in and we'll get this thing unstuck so we can get back to printing. There we go. Sometimes just the pressure will pop it. So we got one. Sometimes I like to just kind of rub the alcohol around the piece. There we go. It kind of popped off and we got them both floating freely in our vat. So it's as easy as that, not a big deal. Sometimes it may take a little bit of time. Sometimes maybe if it's really stuck in there, you can just let it kind of, you know, soak in alcohol. And a lot of times that'll kind of free up that bond between that printed piece and the FEP. But don't be afraid to give it a little bit of, you know, if it's not coming unstuck, you can press, you know, give it a decent amount of pressure, but just be using the pad of your finger and always use clean gloves and all that kind of stuff. So you're not getting, you know, resin on the bottom of your FEP sheet, then it'll get on the LCD screen. So always be thinking about these things. But overall, pretty simple fix. And then once you're done with that, you can just kind of clean up the rest of your vat, let that alcohol dry, fill it with resin, and get back to printing. So hopefully this was helpful for you guys. If it was, hit that like button down below. Always appreciate that. It tells YouTube that, hey, this is a decent video to watch and it might be helpful for people. So we always like that. So I appreciate all that support, guys. So until next time, guys, thanks for watching this video and happy printing.